800 values when you are a human being. The road to celestial being. (168) You may actually refine yourself by immersing yourself in the world of ladies. You may keep yourself aloof from the world affairs by involving yourself in them. You can accomplish your wish with your devotion, and you may make yourself outstanding from the ordinary by following the steps of the ordinary. 169. You can have the self only if you don't have the self. You won't have the self if you are encumbered by the self. 170. The more you possess, the more trouble you will have. What is surplus may prove a life-threatening burden to you. 171. It is difficult to cultivate a town, even more difficult than the cliff parts of Sichuan, or even more difficult than scaling the heaven. It is difficult to attain celestial immortality, because it is difficult to get rid of the encumbrance of the world affairs. 172. To attain celestial immortality, you must make more commitment, paying off as soon as possible the debts you have owned for generations, and the reading life of the universal gravitation of the human world, animal world, plant world, and infernal. 173. The end point of form is emptiness, not the nothingness but the deformity. Immerse yourself in the deformity and you become a celestial. 174. Fame, power, wealth, and rank are traps. Glory and humiliation, and favor and humbleness are obstacles. Only with little selfish desire and indifference to favor and humiliation can you embark on the road to celestial immortality. The lack of selfish desire is the starting point of becoming a celestial being. If the selfishness is not banished, you will be bound by the life of Our Lady, and if the desire is not extinguished, you may be engulfed by the fire of desire. If you want to be a celestial being, you must decrease your selfishness and weaken your desire. You must keep a sober mind in the face of fame, power, and carnal pleasure. You should not be enslaved by material, but use it at your will. 175. Flunkies sacrifice their life for profits. Literates sacrifice their life for fame. Scientists sacrifice their life for duty. Ordinary people sacrifice their life for family. Politicians sacrifice their life for the state. Saints sacrifice their life for the world, and the celestials sacrifice their life for Tao. 176. Love nature, you can hear the sound of nature and understand its meaning. You can taste the profundity of the Creator. You can understand the sanctity and order of the greatest Creator. You can arouse your power of mercy and sympathy. You can treat everything in the universe equally. And you will be exempted from the vexation of worries resulting from the distinction between the noble and the humble. And you can prevent yourself from being eliminated by the principle of life. 177. If you want to become a celestial, you must be detached from the worldly affairs and withdraw from the worldly pursuit. There is only one word to describe the secular world: restlessness. There is only one word to depict the human world: noisiness. There is only one word to portray the fairyland: serenity. Transcendence over the worldly affairs means the great distance from restlessness and noisiness and the return to serenity. 178. Each kind of life structure lives in its corresponding space. Animals rush about on the earth, birds soar in the sky, bees buzz among flowers, flies flee to and fro between garbage piles. Ladies hustle and bustle in the private ownership of family. The sages wander freely in the public ownership. The celestial beings loiter in the non-ownership. The fairies follow their own inclinations in their own world. Chinese celestial undergoes transition from private ownership to public ownership, to non-ownership, and finally to free world. 179. One of the secrets for attaining celestial being is that we should create a future and theory in our consciousness. We should first imagine ourselves as celestial beings in our consciousness. The different modes of thinking will correspond to different modalities of life forms. If we are always envisioning the life in the thousand-year world, in the long run the structure of our life will be developed toward that of thousand-year world. When the conditions are right, we can go to the thousand-year world. Others may think that you are dead, but actually you have departed the human world to enjoy the celestial being's life in the thousand-year world. 180. Buddhism has the theories of 5 monastic precepts and 10 kindness, and the precepts calmness and wisdom. Christianity has theories of original sins and penance, and human ethics have theories of rules governing human relationships, while the theories of celestial immortality preach the exposition of nature, freedom and pleasure, following the predestined relationship, freedom from restraint, and peripatetism. 181. If we are very tired and fatigued in life, we have strayed far from the way of the celestial. If we are more and more happy in life, if we are more and more unrestrained in life, then we are closer and closer to the way of celestial. 182. Swine must have the thinking of the swine keeper if he wants to know the meaning of their life. Men must know the thinking of their keeper if they want to know the meaning of their life. Anyone who knows the meaning of his life has achieved the celestial. 183. If you want to become a celestial being, you must strive to find a spiritual pure land. You must plan a life around the spiritual pure land. If you want to achieve celestial immortality, you must spread your love across the world. If you want to achieve celestial immortality, you must tour in effort to build a home without marrying a family of lifechanyuan. 184. 8 major consciousnesses are involved in the process from the human world to the heaven, namely from human being to celestial being. 1. Consciousness of life. Life is a non-material structure with spiritualism. It undergoes endless transmigration without annihilation. 2. Consciousness of life and death. Life and death are only superficial phenomena and are not essence, and they are only forms and not roots. Boundless grasses over the plain come and go with every season. Wildfire never quite consumes them. They are torn once more in the spring wind. When the boat reaches the other shore, you should disembark and forget about the boat. 3. Consciousness of karma. As a man sows and so he shall reap. Mirrors of God grind slowly but surely. 4. Consciousness of space. There are 20 parallel worlds in the universe, 36-dimensional space, and paradises and hells. Paradises are prepared for the perfect persons, and hells are set up for the defected ones. There are different spaces of life, for different life states. 5. Consciousness of predestined relationships. All are predestined. A relationship with ghosts will make one go to hell. A relationship with celestial being will make one go to the fairy land. If the debts are not paid off, one cannot walk out of the plight, and if one does not have enough merits and virtue, he cannot reach the fairy land. 6. The consciousness of man and nature. Reality is the projection of consciousness. Consciousness creates realities. Phenomena arise from mind, and the mind transcends all phenomena. Mind is the most important of the 3 realms, and consciousness is the most important of all rules. The fragrance will attract butterflies to flowers, and a pure heart will be frequented by celestial beings. A mind that does not abide anywhere is Buddha. Nature is the characteristic of a structure, and nature is Buddha. 7. The consciousness of magic arrays. In the universe there are 33 magical arrays, which are the sources of games. They are full of fun. For example, power, money, fame, gain, carnal pleasure, and sentiment are magical arrays, from which one cannot detach himself once plugged in them. Only if one has acquired the supreme, authentic wisdom can he transport himself outside the samsara world and the transmigration. 8. the consciousness of the real self. Everything has its source, and the source is the real self. Consciousness, structure, and energy are the three constituent elements of the universe. Others are like a dream, an illusion, a bubble, and a shadow, like dew and lightning. Thus, should you meditate upon them, Buddha and the greatest creator is the source of everything and the real self. Understanding the greatest creator and following way of the greatest creator, you will find any of the 84,000 Buddhist gates leading to a smooth path. If you don't understand the greatest creator and follow way of the greatest creator, you will find any of the 84,000 Buddhist gates leading to a cliff. 185. How to achieve this consciousness? If you can cultivate a righteous body and mind, true spirit and soul will abide within them, and great capability and virtues will arise from them. If you don't have the wish of great vehicle, you may find it difficult to understand the profundity of the universe and difficult to achieve this consciousness. If you can stick to and keep the university, have no self and self-desire, revere the greatest creator, life and nature wholeheartedly, follow way of the greatest creator, and devote your heart and soul to the creation of a reality in which the calendar will be put to great use, and the whole world will be one family, in which no one would pocket anything found on the ground, and doors are not bolted at night, and in which everything is in harmony, the weather perfect, and everyone is happy, joyful, free, and blessed. Then the light of the soul will become brighter and brighter, and consciousness will become clearer and clearer, and the eight consciousness will finally be achieved. 186. If conditions are not ripe, the program cannot be initiated. One cannot achieve celestial being if the self-improvement and self-refining have not achieved an ideal status.